You're listening to Eureka on Monocle Radio, brought to you by the team behind The Entrepreneurs, the show all about inspiring people, innovative companies, and fresh ideas in global business. I'm Tom Edwards. Cornelius Klimt is the co-founder of Calma Compania, an Austrian-based brand making plant-based mosquito sprays crafted for premium hotels and discerning travellers. After more than 2 years of development, Cornelius and his co-founder, Hemma Marenzi, launched Calma Compania last year to redefine natural travel care. Today, they're partnering with some of Europe's most thoughtful hotels. The products are all made in Austria, and 10% of profits go towards fighting malaria, a matter close to Cornelius's heart, given his own childhood experiences, which we'll hear about in just a moment. So, how do you make mosquito spray feel like a luxury item, and what does it take to launch a hospitality product from scratch and sell out the first batch in just a few weeks? Well, here is Cornelius with more on how the journey began.
Calma Compania is a plant-based mosquito spray, especially built for premium hospitality and conscious travelers. Mosquitoes were always a super present topic for me. I was always the one getting bitten, especially as a kid. And then the topic of mosquitoes and also malaria was quite present. When we were kids, we were traveling to South Africa and Mozambique quite often, as my parents were pastors and they worked in development aid. And every time we traveled to Mozambique, topic of mosquito protection and malaria was very, very present. Fast forward to the summer of 2021, I was helping out my wife with some copies and texts. She was working for a skincare company. I read a lot about the essential oils and also the insect repelling qualities of them. In the same summer, I had one moment in Italy where there were so many mosquitoes that I sprayed myself from head to toe with this super chemical spray. Sprayed the whole bed and woke up the next morning with the worst headache. I was working as a freelance photographer back then for hotels, and I was traveling through Austria and Italy, and I was at this amazing place, farm-to-table food, impeccable service, handmade ceramics, just a great experience, but mosquitoes were all over. And then they had this yellow, ugly chemical spray bottle on the table, and that sort of broke with the whole philosophy of the place, with the experience. And that was the moment, I guess, where I was like, okay, maybe for this moment, there needs to be a better way of doing this and a better solution. I tried to do it on my own. I did some testers, and then life happened. We were expecting our first daughter. And at this moment, I was like, okay, maybe this moment right now is not the best time to focus on this crazy idea of doing a plant-based mosquito spray for premium hotels. But the idea never left me, and it was always in the back of my head. And then in the fall of 2022, I was at a bar in Vienna meeting with the brother-in-law of my best friend, and he was asking me what I'm doing for work, and I told him about this project and here, and this could be a plan. And he sort of felt like that I was doing a lot of things, but he then asked the super important question, what do you actually want to do? And I was like, okay, listen out, may sound crazy, but I have this idea. Let's do a plant-based mosquito spray for premium hospitality. And he's like, you should talk to my wife because she was also working on a mosquito spray a couple of years ago, and you two would be a great fit. And like in a movie, he just moved forward, and I met Hemma in the bar in Vienna, and it was past midnight, and it was like, okay, let's do it. And she was like, I'm going to remind you tomorrow. I'm going to call you tomorrow. Do you really want to do it? And I was like, yeah, of course. And from this moment on, we started, and took a long time, but that all led up to our launch in 2024. But it took us then 2 years of doing it together. And that was the best thing that could have ever happened to the idea and to where we are now, that I didn't have to do it all by myself. So it is manufactured in Austria, right next to Altmünster in Upper Austria, a very beautiful part of Austria. We have our single product, our plant-based mosquito spray, and we started last year with a small test batch that sold out in 3 weeks. So we found out that we're onto something, and it was very much appreciated by hotels. And so I just put an order in for a large quantity, which is exciting and scary. So we're doing 10,000 sprays now. We were super happy to have amazing hotels on board. like the Park Hotel Mondschein in Bolzano, Italy. Those people are doing hospitality right. And they were supporters from the get-go. When I told them the idea, they were like, okay, as soon as you have the product, send it to us. It's exactly what we need. And so this helped a lot. But also we sent them some testers and also the feedback, and they really helped to shape our product. So when we started out, my big idea was to make different scents for maybe different regions and do a variety of sprays. And that's all cool in theory and was really exciting. But one of our biggest challenges as well is regulations and the different laws in different countries when it comes to mosquito sprays. So we're focusing on one product and one scent. And what we do is, besides our main active ingredient, which is the only plant-based ingredient that works as well as chemical sprays and offers up to 5 hours, 6 hours of protection and is safe for kids, we also add other oils that have some repelling qualities, but they're also there to create this beautiful scent. And this was also the best feedback we got from the hotels and our consumers, that they really love the smell. There's vanilla, there's citronella, which is classic lemongrass, lavender. So a lot of plants and a lot of oils have repelling qualities. The main problem, the main issue with natural mosquito repellents is that they don't work very long. Sometimes they work for 45 minutes or an hour. But then we said, okay, if we do a plant-based mosquito spray, we want to do it right. And we not only want to make something that's natural and good for you and good for the planet, but it also has to work, because in the end, a product like a mosquito spray just has to work. They really love the smell of a product. Experiencing that, the feedback is amazing. If there's a place that offers premium hospitality, and that's the important thing, it can be a 5-star hotel with 90 rooms, but it can also be this owner-run bed and breakfast with 4 rooms. If there's a certain approach to quality and they have mosquitoes present and our product comes in, it's sort of a no-brainer. And this is an amazing feedback we get. So last year we started out in Austria, Germany. Now we're moving to Spain, Italy, France. It's super exciting.
That was Cornelius Klimt, the co-founder of Calma Compania, and you can learn more about the products at calmacompania.com. Or if you're in Monocle's Paris store on Rue Bachemont, the sprays are also available there. And that is all for this episode of Eureka. We'll be back at the same time next week. Eureka is produced by Laura Kramer with audio editing by Jack Dewars. You can listen again and find out more at monocle.com. And if you'd like to get in touch with the team, do email Laura on lrk@monocle.com. I'm Tom Edwards. Goodbye, and thanks for listening to Eureka.